everyone! Welcome to my channel. I'm Alexa. Today we're making scallion pancakes. I've measured all my ingredients and I recommend that you do so too. You can find a full list of ingredients and measurements in the link in the description. Remember to watch the video first so you can be prepared.
To start, I'm going to combine my flour with my salt and my water. I'm going to mix this with my dough hook until it's fully combined. It may look like it's not doing very much, but when you use a dough hook, the ingredients combine much slower than when you use a traditional paddle attachment. Flour is climbing the sides of my bowl, so I'm going to quickly scrape down the sides of my bowl, the bottom of my bowl, and the beater of my stand mixer with a rubber spatula. This will help my dough mix more evenly. My dough looks a little sticky, so I'm going to add a little bit of flour. I'm going to mix to combine it. We don't want our dough to be sticky as that'll be harder to work with. Therefore, if your dough feels sticky, make sure to add a little bit of flour. On the other hand, if your dough feels too dry and isn't coming together, add a little bit more water to it. Try using just a teaspoon amount at a time. I know that seems too small to make a difference, but it'll ensure that you don't add too much at a time. You can do this however many times it takes for your dough to come together without sticking to the sides of the bowl. because my dough is still sticking to the sides of my bowl, I'm going to scrape it down my bowl again. When the dough is done, it should come together into a ball without sticking to the bowl. My dough is taking longer than usual to do this, so if yours comes together quickly, don't worry, you definitely did it right. The temperature and conditions of the room you're in can sometimes influence your baked goods. Therefore, it can take a different amount of time for the dough to come together each time you make it, and that's completely fine. It took a lot of extra flour, but my dough is finally coming together right. As you can see, it looks smooth and isn't sticking to the bowl anymore. That means it's time for me to cover it with a damp towel and let it sit for 30 minutes before I move on to making the pancakes. Now that my dough has rested, it's time to work on rolling out my scallion pancakes. To start, I'm going to divide my dough into 4 parts, as close to the same size as I can possibly get. Put 3 of the pieces back in your mixing bowl and cover it until you're ready to work with them. Next, I'm going to roll the piece I'm working with into a ball. After I do that, I'm going to roll out the piece, the rolling pin, as thin as I can get it. After that, I'm going to brush some oil onto it and sprinkle some scallions onto it. I don't have a specific number of scallions that I use. I just generously sprinkle scallions onto the dough. Now I'm going to roll my dough into a tube with the scallions facing inside. When my dough has become a long log, I'm going to twist it together into a circle, one of the ends being in the center. Make sure to tuck the end of the spiral under it so it doesn't fall apart. Then I'm going to roll the spiral with my rolling pin. It's okay if some of the scallions pop out of the dough. That's normal. Roll it until it's flat and approximately 8 inches long. My scallion pancake is now ready to be cooked. I'm cooking mine in a cast iron skillet. My burner is put on medium-low heat. I'm going to quickly brush some oil onto it before I place my scallion pancake on it. Cook the first side until it looks transparent on top. For me, this took about 5 minutes. I flipped mine over using a rubber spatula. For the other side, cook it until it looks brown. Because you can't see if it looks transparent on top, check it by lifting it slightly with your rubber spatula. And our scallion pancakes are done and looking delicious. Please let me know what you thought of the video in the comments and how the recipe went for you. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you can see when new videos are added. Thank you and enjoy!